Welcome to Not Advised, the fantasy football podcast not based on research. So if you lose, don't blame us. But if you win, we're definitely taking credit. The Jets have the second pick in the NFL draft, and nobody, including the Jets, know what they're going to do. But I think we do. Boys, it's great to be back. And let's jump right into it with some news and notes, starting off with Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals. The Giants traded him to Cincinnati for the 10th overall pick, which now gives New York two top 10 picks Thursday night. What do y'all think about that? CJ, give me a rundown of what you think about Dexter Lawrence on the Bengals in the first place.
Was shocked that it was a straight up trade. I couldn't tell you the last time I've seen a straight up trade for a first round pick. I don't know if there has been any. So it was a shock to me. I know he didn't want to be in New York anymore, but I've seen the video of him. You know how they do the walkout videos in the new stadium. My man looking a little thick. My man looking a little heavy. The Bengals didn't re-sign. They didn't re-sign Trey Hendrickson, so they're desperate for help. But I don't think Dexter Lawrence is a right move.
Which, if anybody knows anything about that, we will know best that the Bengals will regret that decision of not re-signing Trey Hendrickson, because that was a long heartbreak for the Saints.
Yeah,
Whenever
he's
we
so
lost
good,
him.
man. And we just let him walk.
What,
And so did the
Raymond,
Bengals.
can you give me your thoughts on, do you think this makes Bengals better or no?
Yeah, I mean, their biggest weakness has always been defense. Looking at it, I don't think there's any better player they could have got at 10. Like maybe Caleb Downs. That's not really a game changer. I think it's a lot to pay for a defensive tackle, but I don't think they really could have improved otherwise, especially in this draft. This draft class sucks.
So net positive is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, maybe they could have gotten a steal, but like you wouldn't know that until we're halfway through the season or at the end of the season or next year.
Like just top 10 pick sounds bad, but in this draft, it's like the 20th overall pick in a normal draft.
Yeah, and they ended up signing him, I think, a 1-year extension is what I saw.
I think I saw something along the lines
Probably
of
like a 2-year
28 million or something like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, I understand the value. I just am shocked that he was the guy that they went after. Makes sense. He didn't want to be there. It works out for both organizations. The new regime in New York, now they have two top picks, so they can fully trade up, trade back, and help rebuild.
Well, JD, that's what I was going to ask you about. How do you think it looks for New York now having two top 10 picks? Do you think this is going to kind of
It looks really nice.
propel them forward again, or?
I mean, I think so. I mean, my assumption is yes, with a totally new regime and another top 10 pick. It's like they were trending in the right direction with Scatabo until he got hurt. So, but again, it kind of goes back to Raymond's point. You have a lackluster of a draft. So it's like, do two top 10 picks put you in a better position this year versus maybe next year?
Right. Well, not only that, but I also think that people are forgetting about Malik as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think Neighbors is going to make a huge impact on the offense. And if they can maybe add one more person there and then continue adding to their stacked defense, because from what I remember, they still have a pretty good defense, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dexter Lawrence is a big loss name-wise, but on that defense, they have someone to fill the place.
Yeah, they still got Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns. So
yeah,
well, now there's less drama too, because last year they went into the year with a ton of drama with Russ and Jackson Dart, and and even with Cam not being like the guy until like halfway through the year. Now it's like, hey, now they're in a place where they're a lot more solid and they know exactly which way they're headed versus where they were last year.
Yeah. And I think I saw Mel Kiper currently has them picking Caleb Downs with the 5th pick, which sucks because earlier in the offseason, I saw that Caleb Downs could possibly go to the Saints.
I don't think Caleb Downs fits that defense because they tried that. I mean, and who knows with the new regime, Raymond, help me remember, is it Kyle Hamilton that they use as like a hybrid? So he would fit with what Harbaugh's trying to do, but historically he wouldn't fit in that typical Giants defense. So it's going to be interesting to see how they plan on running with the current pieces that they have in place.
I think they could probably get him at the 10th pick. Don't have to take the 5th pick, but they could like double tap either defense or offense with those 2 picks. Get Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs.
Oh, that'd be
Defense is insane.
disgusting.
Or you could go Carnell Tate, Francis Malinoa, or Caleb Lomu, Spencer Fano, and just improve the offense instantly. Like, there's so many options they could go.
Boy, you just said so many names. I was like, oh, they could just draft anybody they want to, apparently, right?
No, it's just like the top 3 linemen.
Do they need offense?
I think they could use like one more. Like, I think they have like 3 out of the 5
Anything
positions
to
filled.
stop
I mean, Jackson was running for his
Adaboo from
life
hitting his
last
head on the
year.
wall, please.
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah, he was literally running for his life.
I've also seen a little bit of speculation out there. They might draft Jeremiah Love.
Ooh, I wouldn't hate it.
Yikes.
Trying to get back into the good
No.
graces of everybody who hated them for losing Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, we've seen it with the Detroit Lions. They had David Montgomery. They drafted Gibbs. Like,
it
Well,
works out.
I think it kind of goes back to like, do you put your faith and your trust in Cam Scatterbo with as how reckless he runs? That's tough.
My man's definitely bound to get hurt again, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like, it's like, hey, is that type of insurance better insurance than like finding a free agent or trusting in Tracy, whatever his name? I don't even know his
Tyrone
name.
Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy, yeah.
everything I'm seeing, he's not going to be there at 5, but that would be insane.
Yeah. Well, let's not move too far away from the NFC here because we also have some word on A.J. Brown skipping Eagles workouts. So I wanted to ask y'all, do you think this is diva behavior or do you think this is just regular old veteran stuff? Because these are voluntary workouts. It's not necessary, but he has not missed voluntary workouts since he's been on the Eagles.
I think he's
My
already
man's not-
traded.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not going to be an Eagle post June 1st. He's
Yeah.
going to be a Patriot 100%.
Really? Why do you
Mike-
think the Patriots?
Mike Vrabel sacrificed himself so we could have A.J. Brown in the offseason for sure. I mean, it makes sense. The Patriots need a receiver. Obviously, we know from last year, or I guess now 2 years in a row, A.J. Brown's relationship with the Eagles has been rocky at best, right? So, the Eagles have something the Patriots want. The Patriots are probably willing to pay because Raymond, you know best with that Patriots offense since they're rivals. Who do they have at receiver?
Keyshawn Booty.
Yep.
And who actually, I mean, it's all kind of already out there. The rumor is that A.J. Brown is going to go to the Patriots and Bootie's going to go to the Eagles in that trade.
Win-win for both
Interesting.
teams, I think.
There's obviously going to be some more compensation along the lines, but like that's like the framework of it right now.
Well, I've got 2 different questions based off of a move for A.J. Brown here. Raymond, what do you think it does to A.J. Brown's fantasy value if he goes to the Patriots?
Skyrockets. Like he's going to get a much better quarterback.
I might say something a little crazy here, but I don't think he's a wide receiver 1 anymore.
I think
Whoa.
Jalen Hurts sucks as a quarterback. I'm just going to say it. Jalen Hurts is
stop.
not a
back
good
to back.
You
quarterback.
can't.
Like that
I
offense.
tried.
Like if you think he's not a wide receiver 1, I'm buying him in every dynasty league I can get him in there. Because that man is going to be like Stephon Diggs moving from the Vikings to the Bills. He's going to have an actual quarterback that can throw the ball.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because maybe I'm so focused on the fact that it feels like he doesn't try on the Eagles anymore that why I'm thinking he's not a wide receiver 1. It's just it's hard to believe in someone who just gives up and it feels like he's given up. So
That's just because Jalen Hurts is Tua Tagovailoa in a better system.
I do think A.J. Brown thrives better when he's the only receiver, like he was in Tennessee. Like, yeah, so with him having DeVonta Smith and Goddard and Saquon, I think he gets too jealous. So with him being, especially if they plan on trading him for Boutte and flip-flopping the players, then he's going to be the only receiver there, minus a Hunter Henry and the 18 running backs they have. So, like, he's going to get at least 2K yards for sure, 100%.
and that leads me to my next question, which JD I was going to ask you. If A.J. Brown moves, what do you think this does for DeVonta Smith? Do you think he can carry the workload as the wide receiver 1 and possibly move that offense up a little bit since it's been down so much last year?
I mean, I guess in my mind the answer is yes. Like he can be the true wide receiver one. Well, it's because my mind's like, other than like running through people, what can he not do? He can catch virtually any ball you throw to him. You can put him in the slot. You can put him on the outside. He's really tall. He's super lengthy. He's not AJ Brown. He's not going to run through you. So my mind goes back to is like, why can't he do something like that? Because that's been the same question around him his entire career. Is like, he's too small. He can't do this. He can't do that. And you know, like at the same time, like Randy Moss was too, like when he was in his prime, when he was that young. And it's so that's what I think. I mean, my thoughts like, why couldn't he? Like all the signs lead to him being a true wide receiver one.
So did you just say that DeVonta Smith is basically Randy Moss? Is that what I heard?
I did put the comparison out there, yeah.
I mean,
Well-
in college he was.
I can give you one reason that Raymond would say, and that's Jalen Hurts. So that's the only reason.
Yeah, but you didn't ask me if he was going to be a world beater. You asked
I
me if he
know.
was going to
I'm
be a
just-
wide receiver one.
I'm just messing around because
The
Raymond
big
said
bottleneck
that
at
Jalen Hurts
quarterback.
sucks. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was definitely thinking about that. If like, okay, if I believed Jalen Hurts sucks as a quarterback, then it's fair to say, you know, DeVonta Smith couldn't put up, you know, 2,000 yards as, you know, wide receiver. But if the offense is forced to run through him and you have Saquon, it's like, well, your passing game gets opened up by the run game. So it's a fair assumption that, hey, can DeVonta Smith be a true wide receiver one on your fantasy team if he's the only person to throw through? Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of the same. It's the same analogy we had last year with DK Metcalf. How many weeks was DK, you know, Megatron, and then how many weeks was he, you know, put up 0 points?
like
Yeah, fair.
more than he was Megatron. He was Megatron like
Matt knows
once. And
best.
ask me how I know, because I went through this all year last year with DK Metcalf. But that's neither
Yeah, I
here
mean-
nor there.
Right. And I feel like it's like, are you going to get the same exact performance out of DeVonta if he's the only guy to throw to?
Well,
I'm willing
you
to
guys
bet you
gotta
probably
remember
get a-
DeVonta. He was there before AJ Brown was, and that I think it was his rookie year. He
Mhm.
was a receiver one, and exactly to your point, JD, he thrived for what they needed him for. Now, if he's
Right.
the true receiver one, they know that they can trust him. He catches everything comes his way. He's just not going to run somebody over. I think he 100% can do that. Now, do I think they'll probably draft another receiver, assuming they know AJ Brown's gone? Sure, this receiver class is kind of deep, and you can throw a dart and see if it hits.
Mhm.
Fair. Well, talk about the draft and let's get into it a little bit. And
I've got a
Do a little bit
question
of a
for you,
deep
Matt,
dive here.
before we jump into the draft.
okay,
As we know from last season, you don't keep up with college football basically at all.
yeah, no,
But you are, for my sake, I'm not going to say really good, but you're halfway decent in Dynasty when it comes to fantasy. So help me understand how you know who these rookies coming into this draft is if you don't keep up with college ball at all.
I'm real good at listening to the masses. I mean, that's truly it. I just pay attention. I listen to a lot of fantasy football stuff. I never knew, just to give you like an example, I never knew who Keenan Allen was coming out of college. And I saw randomly his rookie year that he was coming off of IR and about to play. And I was like, that dude's about to be really good. And he was one of the top receivers in his rookie year, where he scored like 8 touchdowns in like 6 games or something like that. It was nuts. I just I don't know. Sometimes I have really good gut feelings.
That's insane. I distinctly remember sitting on the couch watching Keenan Allen slide down the draft board. He was supposed to be like a first round pick. I think he was like a second.
Yeah.
He pissed
Yeah, it
me
was all
off.
because of his
off.
injury,
I hate
right?
you. Yeah. That pisses me off.
Well, I also have a good friend named Raymond who is a little bit autistic whenever it comes to college players. So I listen to him a lot too. Whereas you don't. You like to not listen to anybody
Dude,
whenever it comes to
he
fantasy football.
screws me, bro. I can't listen to him. He doesn't wish the best upon me. He wishes the worst. I should have listened
You
to him
just have
last
to-
year.
You have to listen at the right times. That's all it is, right? Raymond's
Brother.
never going to tell you something straight up.
I tried to trade this man, Joe Burrow, for Kyler Murray, and he just ignored me. Thankfully, he did because it won me a championship. But
There you go.
But does
Let's
that
talk
make
about
you
this draft a
does that
little
make
bit.
CJ smart and you dumb?
Who? Raymond?
Yeah.
Like
Whatever
Yeah,
side of
because
the coin you
CJ
want
would
to
have
look at.
won if Freeman had made the trade.
Yeah,
no, he wouldn't have won, but he would have been better.
would have been
Yeah.
better. I would have
But
finished
no,
last.
that makes. I mean, Raymond was in it. If anyone knows anything about fantasy football, you trade a lot of the times with emotion, and Raymond was probably in a very down state when this was happening. So if anyone's stupid, it's CJ because he just thought that Raymond was trying to get one over on him and didn't take the better quarterback.
That's correct. That happens every time Raymond tries to trade me. I think there's some, like I think somebody's hurt and I've not known, and then I should have took the trade.
And
You gotta
now
play
he
those
thinks
waiver
I'm in on it
wires,
too
too.
because I've told him a couple times to take some Raymond trades and he just won't do it.
Well,
Yeah,
thankfully he took your trade last year. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
And you got to play the
Y'all
waiver
are
wire
dead to me.
too. I got them waiver wire quarterbacks on lock. I just picked up my newest one last night.
Who?
I didn't
Mayo
even pay
Man,
attention to it.
Will Levis.
Okay, whatever.
Who?
Moving on
Where
to
did
the
he
draft.
move to?
He hasn't moved anywhere.
So we
Somebody
know
dropped him.
that Fernando Mendoza is going number 1 to the Raiders.
For sure.
What are we thinking about for the Jets at number 2? I've seen a lot of talks about David Bailey and Arvel Reese.
It's going to be Arvel Reese for sure. I could almost guarantee it.
Why do you
mean-
think that?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think David Bailey is good, but you gotta go. For me, it's Arvel Reese just because of the school. You know what he's done. You know he's played in one of the toughest competition. Like, who's Texas Tech? Like, I do think Bailey is a great player, but I think Arvel Reese is one of the best players in this draft.
I know I don't pay attention to college, but wasn't Texas Tech like in the playoffs or something like that?
It's a fluke. It's a scam. The Ohio State University is
But
not
when
in this
you're
playoffs.
but I mean, I know we're not like NFL scouts by any means, but like when you're trying to evaluate a player, at what point does in today's college football environment, at what point do you value the conference that they're in versus the intangibles that they are as an athlete?
Not anymore. That's definitely out the window. Yeah.
So then
I
why
mean,
are you
can't-
making the claim that
Because
well,
I think
because
Texas Tech is a scam. Just simply the school. Nothing
Yeah, but
against the player.
Didn't
or the
David
conference?
Bailey have 14 and a half sacks last year?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean,
it's
that's what I got through my research. I don't know if my research was correct.
Well, the good thing about this podcast is we don't do research, so I will agree with you.
Okay, good. I think 14 and a half sacks is good enough to think that he would be the pick over Arvel Reese. So you're just strictly taking the name of the school
Yeah.
and not production.
and that's what
Correct.
I'm saying is like,
Yeah, it doesn't matter in this day and age at all.
well, if it doesn't matter, then you're saying that
It
David
doesn't matter to
Bailey
real
is the
people.
guy.
CJ's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
but I think they're
contradicting
going to go
yourself.
Arvel Reese. I think
Yeah.
the Jets are going to pick Arvel Reese.
What
Let
about
me
you,
just-
Raymond?
Let me try to help CJ out here. Basically, the quality of opponents from Texas Tech, they didn't really play anybody last year. So like, they're
Correct.
beating up
Thank you,
on,
Raymond.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, UCF, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, like
Thank you, Raymond.
Kansas versus Ohio State's going up against Michigan. I know they were a joke
Texas.
last year. Yeah, Texas, Penn State, like quality
mean,
of opponents.
You put
I mean, that's
Arvel
also
Reese
like saying
on-
like Ashton Genty's like not very good as a running back because he played at Boise State.
you put him on Alabama, I bet he wasn't a first round pick.
I beg to
Ashton
differ.
Genty?
Like, yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No, I was
I do
talking to
think he's-
CJ. I was asking if he thought that if Ashton Genty was on Alabama, he doesn't think that Genty would
No,
have been first round
Genty's
pick.
he is legit. I was
well, that's what I'm saying. It's
seeing if
like
you're paying
I
attention.
think it's unfair to say David Bailey's less legit than Arvel Reese because he played at Texas Tech.
I don't know, man. You put Arvel Reese on Texas Tech, he's got at least 20 sacks.
Well, I think the other coin to this and the other point of view you're looking at is like when some of these players walk into a system, like does the system fit them as a player versus just picking the best available? Because sometimes the best available isn't always the best for your system. And sometimes you just work with what you got. You can't let a player that caliber just go. But when you're talking about the second and sixth, spots for these guys, it sometimes can feel slightly like a coin flip.
Raymond, who do you think's the better player?
Arvel Reese. I think he has a higher ceiling, lower floor, but David Bailey's got a higher floor, lower ceiling. Arvel Reese, you're hoping he pans out to be Micah Parsons 2.0.
Gotcha.
And
Do you think
that's
that
where
Arvel Reese is just going to take a little bit more time?
I think he's going to get drafted by the New York Jets. I don't think he'll ever make it there.
That's fair. That's a very fair assumption.
What were you going to say, JD?
I forgot.
Oh, my bad. Well,
Who do you
moving
think,
on.
Matt? No, you tell us. Who do you have no idea, so you tell me who you think's the better player.
Actually, I don't know anything about either one of the players, but I do think it's going to end up being Arvel Reese, mainly because the Jets, from what I saw, the Jets canceled a scheduled visit with Bailey, which makes me think that they've already kind of made up their mind. So
Yeah.
that's
That would
where
make
I'm at with
sense.
it, but it
So
means
where are they-
nothing. I mean, I see 14.5 sacks from Bailey, and I think he sounds like he's ready to rock, like somebody who's going to be proven right now, whereas everything that I've heard about from what y'all are saying about Arvel Reese, it may take a year or two for him to actually come into his own.
Take Sonny Styles over any of those two. I think Sonny Styles is the best player in this NFL draft. He's going to be a Jet. I mean, he's going to be a Giant. He's going to stay in New Jersey.
Interesting. Well, we'll move up the board a little bit here to the 7th overall, where I have been seeing a lot, especially from Mel Kiper, that the Commanders are looking at taking Carnell Tate. Do you think he makes it that far?
Mhm.
Do you think it's a good fit? How do we feel about that? Raymond, start us off.
Love it. Just, I don't know why. It doesn't feel like a good fit to me. I feel like offensively, I mean, they do need another spark outside of Scary Terry. I really would love to see Jeremiah Love there. There's no shot he falls that far.
I've been seeing, we'll get to that just a second, but I've been seeing a lot of people say he's going to the Titans.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think they go defense probably. Dan Quinn, defensive head coach. They need some bodies, some physical bodies out there. Probably cornerback. I would love Caleb Downs there too.
Okay. Love that. CJ, what do you think about Carnell Tate to Washington? Do you think it's going to happen?
No, I don't. I'm with Raymond. I think they say defense. I think they take whoever the Jets don't. So I think whoever the Jets don't, that other guy will fall. And maybe total opposite of what JD just said, but it's probably who will be the best player available. And it's going to be.
You don't think
one of
that
the
the
defensive-
Cardinals will take whoever the Jets don't?
I think the Cardinals are going to trade, but I think the Cardinals
Ooh, I
need
like-
offensive line help. So I think they're going to take a tackle.
Okay.
But I just don't think, to circle back real quick, I just don't think the Commanders are good at like developing receivers for whatever reason. They have Scary Terry, right? We know that, but everybody else they tried to get just hasn't hit. So
I mean, outside of Jaden Daniels, though, who did they have at quarterback?
no, receiver.
No, I know, but like you're
Sure.
worried about because Scary Terry's been great the whole time,
Yeah,
but
correct.
like they didn't really have a good quarterback to develop anybody outside of Scary Terry.
Yeah,
Didn't they
Sam
Didn't they
Howell,
try to
Taylor
develop somebody
Haneke.
last year?
What's that?
They had the
Didn't they
guy
try to
from-
develop somebody last year in the wide receiver room?
Goodness,
Mm,
I
They've
can't.
had Jahan
Literally, if they did, they
Dotson.
didn't do a good
They had
job.
He's been gone
Yeah.
for a couple of years. They also had Diami Brown from North Carolina. He was just a deep threat merchant.
Raymond, who were you naming off at quarterback, by the way?
Taylor Heineke and Sam Howell. Like that's like their past few quarterbacks that they've had.
Okay, so you were just proving my point, saying that they
Yeah.
didn't have a good quarterback.
Yeah, I was just telling you who they had.
Okay,
Yeah,
I just wanted to
somehow
make
was
sure.
supposed to
'cause-
be he was supposed to be the guy.
I traded
Now,
him
Yeah,
correct
whoever
me-
it was.
for like a first
Correct
round
me if
pick.
I'm wrong, but didn't Jaden Daniels have just like a massive drop off in production from year one
He
to year
did, but
two?
he was like insanely hurt all year. He like killed his elbow twice.
Did he?
Yeah.
Just the usual Washington quarterback year two.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
RG3, Jaden Daniels.
And
That's
and
right,
Scary
yeah.
Terry was hurt last year, so my man's throwing to
They're struggling.
nobody.
Right, so that's why I was kind of leaning
I hear
towards
your
thinking
point.
that it's like pretty possible that Carnell Tate goes to Washington as long as he doesn't get taken beforehand. It's just like I'm looking at the teams beforehand and I don't know
None of them
who else
need
would take him.
I could
The
see
Titans.
the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Just
could see
wide
the
receivers
Titans
weird
too.
this year. I don't want to be the first one to take one.
Yeah.
Why?
Like I would want to like
Does
just
it open up after that?
There's just like 4 wide receivers that like they're all equal basically. Like I just I don't want to make the first choice, and that's just like a
Yeah, usually
I'm
you
just
have like the
scared.
top receiver.
Yeah.
Like you have a Maserati Marv, and then it kind of falls off. But this year, I think
So
Carnell
yeah,
Tate
it's
is
not
the
very
best
deep.
receiver. Yeah, but I think they're all
It's deep,
basically
it's just not like that
copy and
one
paste.
guy.
Right.
Yeah, but like we all know, there's been a proven track record whenever it comes to Ohio State receivers.
Right. I mean, like, I'd be cool if the Saints picked him up. Like, we've had
Oh,
great track
100%.
records
So would I,
with
brother.
every Ohio State wide receiver we drafted.
It's worked out.
Well, let's
Right.
talk about that actually, because that was my next topic was the Saints at number 8.
Yeah.
Who do we want? We've got 3 Saints fans here.
Anybody but short-armed Ruben Bain, please.
I was gonna say that's who it seems like everybody's thinking we're gonna take is Ruben Bain. I did
Literally
see a
anybody
couple.
else.
I saw a couple of mocks that had Caleb Downs coming to us, which would be cool.
That you gonna get, you ain't gonna be happy about it though.
It's gonna
No,
be
because
some
you're gonna
guy
name
from Saskatchewan, dude.
yeah some random defensive end. I know you are. Who do you think we're gonna get?
It is a defensive end from Auburn, Keldrick Falk.
I don't
even
like
heard
that
of that
name at
in
all.
my life.
Well, that's what the Saints like.
I mean, I know who he is. He's a mid-round pick,
You
but
gotta
Dude,
replace Cam
we
Jordan
literally
somehow.
drafted Tyler Shuck, and we are ecstatic right now.
Yes.
that's
So,
you've got
I
a
mean,
point.
think about what we were saying this same time last year.
You've
Like,
got a point.
my God, who did we just get? Like, Kellen Moore is a horrible evaluator. He's gonna, draft
Okay.
this Shuck.
But to be fair, we have done it multiple times. Like when we took Marcus Davenport, and we should have never taken Marcus Davenport. Okay.
Brendan, who did you want us to draft that year? Do you remember?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, yeah, I would regret asking.
No, there was
But that's
a
why
defensive
Kellen Moore
end
came
that
in,
was
because he wanted that control. And he now has the control that we've always never given to him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just saying.
That same year we took Marcus Davenport, there was like a really, really good defensive end on the board. And I just can't remember who it is right now.
TJ Watt.
No, it wasn't
Probably.
that good. Because we took Marcus Davenport with like the 10th pick, I believe.
I mean, we're right in that
I don't know.
same square there for
Yeah, I know, right?
Ruben
Raymond will
Bain.
find it for us. Do you think we should go defense over offense? Do you think we need anything
Yeah.
on offense?
a running back. Jeremiah Love's
need a
there.
running
I'm
back.
smashing it. He's not making it, but
I don't think he'd make it that.
Jeremiah
think we
Love
get
was the very
receiver.
first thing that I saw whenever, like the season was over. That was the very first thing I saw that the Saints were supposed to take was Jeremiah Love. But obviously, as the offseason goes on, more people
He's
get
helped his draft
interested in
stock.
him.
Yeah.
What was that?
Jeremiah Love's helped his draft stock, so I don't think he's making out of the top 5. But I think because we lost too many pieces on the defense, we need a safety like a Caleb Downs. We need a linebacker. So any of those edge guys, we lost Cam.
You know who the Saints would really benefit from if
Who's that?
health was not a priority is Caleb Banks from Florida.
That's total bias. Not that high.
No, well, no, not in the first round. Definitely not in the first round. If he was healthy, he's 1,000% a first-round draft pick, but health has been his number one concern. But he's an absolute freak on the line and would give New Orleans exactly what they need on defense.
He's got the Patriots written all over him. The back of the first, he's got the Patriots just written all over him. 100%.
Yeah.
And he's going to be
I
a
could see
stud,
him-
by the way.
He will if he can stay healthy. I honestly don't think he can stay healthy because the amount of time he was at Florida when he was in the game, unbelievable. Like, no problems on defense, but when he was out of the game, we had a ton of problems. As far as what I think New Orleans could use, and I do think Caleb Banks will drop and he will slide down the draft. That's why I'm like, hey, I think we could actually get him in the second round with where he's at and with where we're picking, but I wouldn't be surprised if he slid down to like the middle of the second.
Well, let me ask one more question before I ask Raymond if you found that defensive end that I was talking about. CJ, if it comes down to it, and we do get a linebacker, would you prefer Sonny Styles over Ruben Bain?
Oh, 100%. Oh, 1 trillion%. Sonny Styles he had a great combine. I thought he was good, but I think his athleticism during the combine just made me, uh, before we knew how short Ruben Bain's arms were, it made me want Sonny Styles even more.
So what he
And I
did,
think that's a non-issue, by the way,
yeah.
with the linemen having these shorter arms,
Are
unless you're
you
on
just giving him
offense.
crap?
Yeah.
Love that. Raymond, did you figure it out?
It's not really defensive end. Y'all could have had Derwin James, Jair Alexander, Leighton Vander Esch.
Literally anybody better. All of those players, by the way, are better than who we drafted.
Yeah. I don't even know if Marcus Davenport's still playing.
No
I think
shot.
he made it out of his rookie contract.
And that's what I'm talking about, bro. That was a first-round pick from the Saints.
Literally
Playing
any-
2025.
Who's he on now?
Detroit. He had
Okay.
1 sec.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, Raymond,
least he's
what are
still
you
in the
thinking
league.
about for the Dolphins? I think they have the 13th pick, correct? Or they
They got 2 picks, 2
Think
first-round
I'm going to
picks.
be upset. That's what I think.
who do you think they're going to take?
I've heard a lot of speculation that we are in love with Kenyon Sadiq.
That's the most Saints name I've ever heard in my life.
I was like, who is that? Somebody tell me who Kenyon Sadiq is.
He's the tight end from Oregon. Great player. I mean, I'm just not drafting a tight end that early. If I was doing that, I would have took Tyler Warren last year. Yeah, that's the name I've heard. Don't want a receiver. Don't really want a cornerback. I want Francis Maui-Nova or Spencer Fano, the offensive tackles.
Yeah, dude, if you could grab either of those, total win.
Or Vega Ioane from Penn State. He's like the best guard in the draft. I'll take that. It's high for a guard, but I'll take anything. Just give me something.
I think you're going to end up with Caleb Downs. I think he's going to fall because of his knee issue. And then all Green Bay people love drafting defense, so I think you're going to
Caleb Downs
defense.
he feels destined to be a giant to me. Get Harbaugh that safety he likes to have.
I agree. The pick and 10 right before you to crush your
like,
dreams.
That just feels like destiny. I would love Ruben. I know y'all hating on him. Ruben Bain. I would love him too. Come on down.
No, I think CJ's just giving crap to this short arm stereotype.
No, I
see.
He's a great player.
Yeah, I see Mel Kiper has, I don't know this person,
Yeah, he's the cornerback from LSU. He's like a real technical cornerback. Jamal McCoy could be better.
Yeah, I think McCoy would be my favorite out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
But
Montana Lane's like the guy that doesn't really make mistakes. He's like just real technical.
That tight end that you were talking about, he has going to Tampa Bay, which sounds interesting. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. Awesome.
Tampa, but don't they have I guess they don't have a tight end, do they, Tampa?
I think
right now.
Cade Otton.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not that good. So how many trades do we think are going to be on night 1, boys? 2?
Yeah, the Cardinals are trading for sure. I think the Browns trade as well. And I could see the Rams are definitely trading, right? The Rams have a first-round pick?
They always trade. They have 2 first-round picks.
Oh, they're definitely trading 100%. McVay hates first-round picks. So I'm going to say 4. I'm going to say 4 trades.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
JD, what do you think?
That's like the best feeling in the world is that draft day trade.
I literally have no idea.
Are we a trade that already happened?
No. I wanted to come across the ticker.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints have traded up to the number 3rd overall pick, and they're going to select.
Yeah, I think 4.
Jeremiah
4?
Love.
Yeah, I think 4 for sure. I think somebody's definitely going to try to jump Tennessee for Jeremiah Love, which Raymond, you told me if Jeremiah Love, correct me if I'm wrong here, he gets drafted, is it the top 10? He's the highest paid running back in the league?
I think
automatically
3 or 4. I think if he's drafted 3 or 4, he is the number 1 paid running back in the league by like average annual value.
That's
crazy. Insane.
You know
these
who's number 2?
Contracts are getting out of hand.
Who's number 2?
Travis Etienne.
What?
Travis Etienne.
Yeah. Really? I didn't.
Yeah.
Wow. Love that.
Did that name throw you off a little bit? Because
no.
I
was
forgot
just
that he likes to be called that.
no,
Or
I was
that's
just I
his
forgot where he
actual
went, and then I
pronunciation.
realized. Yeah. No, I love that for us. That's cool. Yeah, four trades. I think somebody's definitely trading up above Tennessee to get Jeremiah Love. I feel like that's just
Yeah,
a perfect
I'm
fit
thinking
for
it's going to be
Tennessee.
around 3,
I've
but
seen
I'm hoping it's going to be
speculation
4 because,
of the
like Raymond
Rams
said, I
trading up
love
to
that
3.
feeling whenever a trade comes across the bottom.
I've seen speculation about the Rams trading up to 3 just to go all in for Stafford for one more year. Go get your best player in the draft, Jeremiah Love.
Do they need him though?
No, but
they
like
don't.
that would be insane.
That would be the most McVay thing I've ever
That'd be
seen. That would be
ridiculous. It'd be
gross.
stupid.
Yeah, I don't know
Dude,
why.
they never lose.
Like you
They
have
go
Blake
undefeated.
Corum on your bench. I mean, he's not a world beater, but I mean,
Listen, people are hating on him, but he did great for the time he filled in. I think he's fine. He's no Jeremiah Love. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong, but he's fine for your second running back.
Who's our
I
starter?
think it would be crazier if they traded to go just get a Mendoza to sit on the bench. Well, I don't think they can, right? I don't think anybody from the Raiders organization is going to give this up. But
I want to know where you guys think Ty Simpson's going to land. I mean, what do you think the best quarterback in the draft than Ty Simpson? Where do you think he's going to end up at?
I will say I do agree with that. I think Ty Simpson's gonna have a better career than Fernando Mendoza.
In roll time.
It's tough. If he goes to the Jets, I change my mind.
Same.
But I could see him going to like Steelers, late round pick.
I think he's going to be one of the one of the trades of the night. I think somebody's going to trade up for him.
I agree.
If the Dolphins draft him at 30, I'm not terribly mad. I'm a little aggravated, but I'll give me a Ty jersey.
Do you think Ty Simpson's better than Malik Willis?
At the moment, no, but I think he could be.
No, he is 100%. That bomb.
Like he needs a few more starts. Just sit for a year. Let Malik go out there, take the hits.
You just said exactly where I think he's going to go.
Some fantasy real quick, guys.
I think he's
just talk about the league that we have coming up, because we're going to start a new league this year. Hopefully JD's still in on this and still wants to do this. But I wanted to go over some things with you real quick before we finalize everything up. And that is just the roster spots and then the scoring of the league, to see if y'all want anything changed before we start recruiting people to the league. So 4 positions for our roster here, looking at a quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flex, and a super flex.
Yes.
With 5 bench spots. What do we think about that?
I don't know if I love super flex leagues, but
repeat it one more time.
Okay. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flex, and a super flex.
And your super flex includes a quarterback?
Correct. Yeah.
That's gay.
So essentially it's a 2 quarterback league.
That's not real fantasy.
What's that?
Mean?
Like if you're gonna do that, like just like I would just do another flex. I wouldn't do a super flex.
So the reason for, I don't know if you've ever played in a super flex league, the reason for super flex is because with how close quarterbacks are in scoring, there's never really like a huge outlier in the scoring. Essentially what I'm saying is the number 1 quarterback and the number 10 quarterback is separated by typically like 60 to 70 points, not hundreds of points, right? So if you only start 1 quarterback, it's essentially you never have to worry about that position all year, because nobody's going to have 2 quarterbacks or 3 quarterbacks on their roster, right? You're always going to have somebody on the waiver wires that you can pick up and flex. Whereas when you have a super flex, it makes it a competitive position at that point, because you have to roster more than 1.
It's basically a 2 quarterback league.
I understand.
Stupid.
You still don't like it though.
See, I like it because it gives the most important position. Like it makes it more important.
I'm with you, JD. I can't stand a super flex league, but
it
I'm
makes
down
it,
if everybody else
makes it
is.
important because it's the value of the second quarterback, not the value of the first quarterback.
Correct.
That's where I feel like, right? Am I wrong?
I'm with you. I agree with you.
So it's like, okay, so you're basically telling me it's a wash for your QB1, and then the value comes at the quality of quarterback depth. And the dispersion of having a really good QB2 is going to help you at the end of the day way more than the rest of your roster, when in reality, there are so many more positions that have way more value
Now,
down the depth chart.
I don't necessarily agree with that because I know people who, when I've played in Superflex leagues, I know people who have prioritized the quarterback position at that point to try to get 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league. And then the rest of their team sucks, and then they suck. So, like, it's still like it brings in a whole different strategy of how you're drafting and how you're rostering your players.
I mean, I'm not going to get Joe Burrow and then go and get Geno Smith. You know what I mean? I'm not drafting Joe Burrow and JJ McCarthy. Or
I mean, you say that, but 2 years ago, Geno Smith was like, what, a top 15 quarterback?
Remy's a jet.
It's just those random ones that, like, just in the dart throws that I love. I live for that crap. Daniel Jones,
real quick,
Sam Darnold.
Let's make an executive decision here. Superflex or no Superflex?
No
it's
Superflex.
50-50, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's going to make the executive decision?
You're just going to have to set it. We're going to deal with it.
I want you 3 to say yes or no.
Okay, if it's us 3, it's going to be no. Because me and CJ want no.
Yeah, then it's 2v1.
It's
that's
2
not fair
versus
for
1.
Raymond.
No, that's exact. It is fair for Raymond.
This is bull crap.
JD's a no. CJ's the decider. If CJ says no, it's a no.
There you go.
Perfect. Good. Okay, that's great. Now on to the scoring of the league. And I don't know if I can be changed on this at all. Essentially, it's going to be the same as any other league that you've ever played in, right? As far as scoring goes. Glad to have you back, Raymond.
Screw you.
But going Superflex is about as gay as going no PPR.
Yeah, totally.
Well, that's where I was getting at. This is going to be a PPR league, but I am going to have it as a tiered PPR league.
What does that mean? It sounds like you're setting me up for failure.
Wide receivers get more points than running backs.
Yeah, so it's half a point for a running back. So whenever a running back catches the ball, it's only half a point instead of a point. It kind of evens out all of this nonsense where, like, Christian McCaffrey had like 400 points this past year from just catching a pass.
Running backs are useless.
Receivers are 1 point, and then tight ends, being such a terrible position, is 1.5 points.
Oh, so it's tight end premium.
Yeah. Well, it's tiered, but yes.
Yeah.
Tight end premium.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea.
I don't hate it. I think
that's fine.
I think that's a better use and mix of differentiating than going Superflex.
Yeah, then
we're
going
still
2
on
quarterbacks.
The Superflex stuff. We've made the executive decision. No Superflex.
I'm trying to.
Y'all made the executive decision. This is bull crap.
Raymond, what's your deal breaker here?
I don't give a crap.
Yeah, he's just mad that Superflex isn't in it. All right, cool. Well, we've got that settled then. Let's go ahead and start. I'm going to open it up and invite everybody in this call right now. So we'll automatically have four teams.
5 bench spots. Like, we going to cover that? Do we want more than that?
I think, dude, I need as many bench spots as I can get.
No, because I think it's stupid when people hoard bench players. And Raymond, that's why he's asking about this.
I need more bench spots. We're voting out, brother. We all want more bench spots. You're voted out.
No, first of all,
yes.
Why do we get to vote on one thing and not the others?
You're an idiot. You need more bench spots because you're bad at the game, but you're going to give Raymond an opportunity to just hoard people and then torture you all year in trades. So let's not do that. Keep it at 5. Keep it competitive so you actually have to pay attention to the waivers.
Nope.
What about IR?
2 spots for IR?
3?
I actually don't even think I had IR, but yeah, I'm down for 2 spots for IR.
Then 6 bench spots?
No.
Yes. We made the executive decision, all 3 of us.
JD, what do you say? How many bench spots?
I'm okay with 5 and 2 IR.
Perfect.
Like, that feels
That's
fair.
What it is, then.
That feels very fair because I would and I'll say this, I end up being like a bench hoarder because like, oh, I'd rather pick this guy up and let him live here.
Yeah, that's what Raymond lives for. That's what he wants.
And I don't like those players, and I'm that player. So my point is, if you're trying to evaluate somebody who's actually really good at fantasy, they're going to make good trades. They're going to be really aggressive. It's either going to bite you in the butt or it's going to pay off at the end of the day. And I think just throughout the year, it's like the less bench spots. It's like, yeah, your roster's probably going to be top heavy until half your team gets injured. And then you're probably SOL unless you're really good at trading.
I agree with you 100%. I am going to invite everybody here so we can go ahead and get this league filled up. We'll talk about how much we're putting in it, and once we get everybody.
Well, okay, hold on. Another question I kind of have is
Yes.
Is there anything, if we're going to open this up to the public, is there anything worth letting our viewers make a decision on via vote?
Yeah.
No.
How many IR slots? 2 or
We'll
3?
see. I mean, I
No,
don't
that's
even know if this
people
is going
get
to open
hurt.
up to the public. I figured we were probably going to keep this in-house for this year and see how it goes and see if we have anybody that gets interested throughout the year with us talking about it. And maybe we can open up another league. I know that I've talked about
Sorry, no more
possibly
questions, Raymond.
with CJ, I've talked about doing a business league where businesses run a team. So it's like multiple managers per team.
Well, I
Raymond,
don't hate that
real
idea.
quick, this is the last thing you're saying.
How much is the buy-in?
That's what I said. Once we get people in, we'll figure out what the buy-in is because we got to see what people are
500?
comfortable with. I want it to be like 100, 150.
I've lit $500 on fire before.
Yeah, I'm down for
I'm
5.
I'm down for 500.
Yeah, I bet Raymond's down for 5. He's going to cheat his ass off. All right, we'll get this all figured out. And then next episode, we are going to cover what actually happens in the draft and let you know how everything shakes up as far as fantasy-wise and how we think it's going to affect the real-life teams. And we'll probably grade the draft as well. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
No,
Until
I got to
next
take. I
time-
got to take.
Wait, you didn't cover our hot takes.
Yeah.
What's your hot take?
Ruben
ahead,
Bain
Ren.
will be a Baltimore Raven.
Well, that's better than mine. Mine was Jeremiah Love's going to be a New York Jet.
What's
I was
that?
going to say go.
Jeremiah Love's going to be a New York Jet.
Okay.
Carnell Tate will be a New Orleans Saint.
My God, that's nuts. And we'll see if any of these are right next time on Not Advised. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this podcast, please follow us on all socials at Not Advised Podcast. Again, this was Not Advised Podcast, the fantasy football podcast based off of vibes and opinions. So if you stay winning off this nonsense we are spitting, we want to split in.